Ladies and gentlemen, yes, Saif Ali Khan and Kareena Kapoor Khan are A-list celebrities. But what happened at their residence in Mumbai in the wee hours of this morning is a complete nightmare for any parent. It's prompting the question, if Saif and Kareena are not safe in their highly secure home, then what hope does the Aam Aadmi have? What hope does the middle class have? Stunning new details have now emerged in connection to the attack on Saif Ali Khan at his Bandra residence. The FIR is saying that the armed burglar came armed with a hexa knife, a hexa blade. He had hid himself in Saif and Kareena's youngest son, Jay's room, who was sleeping when his nurse spotted the intruder. The child is only 4 years old. The armed burglar demanded 1 crore rupees from the nurse, and when she screamed, Saif and Kareena rushed to the room. This is where the actor was stabbed 6 times with the hexa knife the armed intruder was carrying. The sequence of events, ladies and gentlemen, is a clear indication that this might have been an attempt to take Saif and Kareena's 2 sons, Taimur and Jay, hostage. As we speak, it's been almost 18 hours since the attack, but the accused, who has been identified in CCTV footage, remains absconding. This armed intruder had locked himself up in the bathroom and escaped as Saif Ali Khan was being taken to the hospital. In the violent confrontation between Saif and the armed assaulter who you see on your screens, the actor was stabbed 6 times. One wound was particularly critical because the blade of the knife had gotten lodged in the spinal cord of the star. Saif was immediately rushed to Mumbai's Lilavati hospital by his oldest son Ibrahim, where doctors performed an emergency surgery to remove the 2.5-inch knife part that was lodged in the spine and also to repair the leaking spinal fluid. 2 other deep wounds on his left hand and 1 other on his neck were repaired by the plastic surgery team. Saif Ali Khan is now out of danger and is recuperating in ICU. But the incident has left us with several disturbing questions, which we'll now try and piece together with my colleagues who are joining us on the ground. Rakesh is at the Bandra police station. He's joining us. Rucha is at the Lilavati hospital, and Shrushti continues to be outside Saif Ali Khan's residence in Bandra. Thank you all very much for joining us. Rakesh, I'm coming to you first. You are at the Bandra police station. We have seen a copy of the FIR. We understand that this intruder on our screens was carrying a hexa knife. But the question that no one seems to be able to answer right now is, A, why is it that even after 18 hours has this armed intruder not been caught? What is the Bombay police saying? And how was it so easy for him to enter and exit this star home?
Well, I'll answer your second question first. What we are learning from our sources in Mumbai police, they claim that the intruder must have done a Reiki a lot of times before attempting this burglary, the so-called burglary at this residence. And in fact, he was well aware about the different spots. He knew the blind spot where he will not be captured in the CCTV. He knew where the staircase was, and he knew how to intrude from an adjacent building where he will not caught any attention. So based on that, it seems a job of a professional thief and not any fresher, not for the first time. Second, what Mumbai police is doing, so they are claiming that they have found some crucial breakthrough in this case. They had managed to get the fingerprint from the forensic team, and those fingerprint records are matching with some of their old available records, and this could be a history sheeter accused. And based on that, they have managed to get some details, and a few locations are being traced. Mumbai police, however, claims that the attacker, the intruder, will be arrested soon. But the fact remains the same, as you said, rightly said, that it has been almost more than 18 hours, and he still remains absconding, which is a big question on law and order situation in Mumbai, and especially in the Bandra locality. See, I am standing here at the Bandra police station, and this vehicle is of the same additional police commissioner, Mr. Dahiya, who was deployed, who was working at the time when Salman Khan's house was fired, second time when Baba Siddiqui was murdered, and now even this this case is happening. But there seems to be no action taken against such police officers as a moral responsibility or for anything, for the failure of law and order situation. That is again a big question. But that why there is a favor on such police officers and why not strict action is being taken. But at the same time, these events are being forgotten later, and the only what we have been told is about the investigation.
Okay, Rakesh, another quick question on the investigation. You're saying the person looks like someone who's not a first timer. You say he did his Reiki very well. That is possibly true. My question to you is, this is not just any other building in Mumbai. This is a building where Saif Ali Khan and Kareena Kapoor Khan occupy 4 floors. They live on the 11th floor. Is the police in a position to tell us how this thief, this burglar, this hostage taker even entered the building? Because one thing is clear, that there is no sign of a forced entry. So could it have been an insider job as well? Someone within the household who possibly knew this guy and gave him, and gave him an opportunity to come in? Anything, any word on that at all?
Yes, definitely. That is a big question, and that is what they suspect. Firstly, when there is a conversation between the nurse, Lima, and this intruder, when she asks that, what do you want? He says, mujhe paise chahiye. And when she asks how much money you want, he replies in English and says 1 crore. So remember that he knew that whom he is speaking to, what is he demanding. He knew that the 11th floor belongs to the bedroom of Jay and the other kid, whereas the Saif Ali Khan stays on the 12th floor, which is a duplex, obviously. But since we were already discussing that he already knew a lot of spots, this entire conspiracy or this planning is not possible by any single individual. That is where the Mumbai police suspect that there could be more people involved in this entire conspiracy. That could be his gang members, or that could be some insider who very well knows the building, whether it could be security guard or the staff or the other people related to Saif Ali Khan, because he exactly knew the time to enter, he knew the blind spot, and definitely he knew that he's entering Saif Ali Khan's residence.
Okay, Shrishti, can I just quickly then come to you? You're right now outside Saif Ali Khan's residence. Has there been a step up in security? Are we hearing from the family at all? Are they saying anything? What are you seeing there?
Right now where I'm present is in front of the Bandra residence of Saif Ali Khan. You can see in the visuals, this is the exact location. On the 12th floor, Saif Ali Khan and his family resides. As we were speaking earlier regarding the accused, the attacker, how he entered. Now what police suspect is that he has entered this building via a building which is just besides this particular building where Saif Ali Khan resides. Also they are suspecting the way he has gone up to that particular floor is with the help of fire exit staircase, and that's the important point which police sources are telling us. And this is the crucial information wherein what one can understand is that this particular attacker knew the entire location, and that's how he has taken advantage of the entire situation. Importantly, what police sources are telling us is that there was a repair work of flooring which was going on in last few days at the house of Saif Ali Khan, and that's when there are high chances that this particular accused attacker has done the Reiki of the entire apartment, and he knew where exactly is whose bedroom, and that's what the important point that has been mentioned by Mumbai police while they were talking to us. So of course the probe is going on. If we talk about the family members, they have released the press statement and they have mentioned that Saif Ali Khan is out of danger, but of course this is a serious thing which has happened in not just a plush area like Bandra, but it is a question on law and order situation, obviously, because this area is absolutely, plush area. There are, people going from one place to another. Police, patrolling is going on every day in this area. But why such incident unfolded, that still remains a question. If I again take you to the visuals, this is a gated society. You can see there is an iron door. You can see here there is a room for security guard. He can obviously ask a person for, his introduction, and if he has any kind of appointment, if he has to go inside. So security measures are there in this particular society like every other society which is gated. But this particular attacker has done a proper Reiki of this particular flat of Saif Ali Khan, and that's how he has taken the advantage of the entire situation. Now, if we talk about the health of Saif Ali Khan, he is out of danger.
So essentially, Shrishti, what you're telling us is that the Mumbai police is convinced that this burglar knew exactly whose room was where. He had done a recce because there was flooring work going on in Saif and Karina's residence, and he possibly entered pretending to be a worker, did his recce, came out, and then did what he did in the wee hours of this morning. Meanwhile, Rucha, you continue to be with us at the Leelavati Hospital. The doctors have performed that emergency surgery on Saif Ali Khan. They have also released a statement saying that Saif Ali Khan is safe. But are you hearing anything from them at all? I understand that he's been shifted to ICU, but it will be a while, I'm assuming, before he's released, because these were very serious injuries. If you have a part of a blade lodged in your spine and the doctors have to perform an hour-long, 2-hour-long surgery to take out that part, this is serious under any circumstances.
Well, of course, the injury that Saif Ali Khan had was really very serious. It was very close to his spine, and after 2.5 hour long surgery, it has been finally removed. And currently, even if Saif Ali Khan is in ICU, the doctors have mentioned that he is out of danger, and tomorrow he will be shifted from ICU to normal ward. As of now, his family, his friends, recently Soha Ali Khan arrived here to meet him. Local politicians are also visiting Saif to ask about his condition. Well, since morning, in fact, we are seeing that multiple people that were related to Saif Ali Khan were also being questioned by Mumbai police. Mumbai police had first come to Leelavati Hospital to take the statement of Lima, who's the first person who countered the attacker and who had also injury on her hand, who was the first person to see him and speak with him, to whom the attacker had asked amount of 1 crore rupees, and the entire incident was first told to Ibrahim, who rushed to Karina's and Saif's resident, and with the help of auto rickshaw, they in fact brought Saif Ali Khan to Leelavati Hospital, as it was difficult for them to go to basement parking and get a vehicle to bring him here. It was urgent help needed, which is why he was brought here in rickshaw. And later on, the other family members arrived here. A phone call was done from family members to the Mumbai police around 3 a.m. and which is when the crime branch and Mumbai police were alerted about this, and they in fact started this investigation. And there's a update about the accused, the one who was captured in the CCTV cameras of this building. He was captured on 6th floor. It was seen that he was looking at the CCTV camera. The accused is said to be a long time criminal person who has long criminal record, and he was also seen heading towards Bandra railway station after he attacked. When he was getting down from stairs, nobody else saw him around the compound, but there were CCTV cameras that followed him, and it showed that he headed towards Bandra railway station. After that, his location is now untraceable, and Mumbai police is currently looking for that. What we understand from Mumbai police's sources is
so
that
there's a good chance, Rucha, you are telling us that this armed intruder may have just escaped Mumbai, which is why it is taking this long to identify where exactly he is. Because this is a very high-profile case, and it's deeply embarrassing for the Mumbai police that A, something like this happens in the heart of the city, in plush Bandra, at a superstar's residence, and B, even after 18 hours, this armed intruder who attacks the superstar and ends up sending him to hospital has not been identified or captured. We leave it there for the moment. To our reporters, thank you very much. It's a story we continue to track with you through this evening. Dr. Vikas Gupta, you're a senior consultant at Kailash Deep. You're joining us on the broadcast now. The health bulletin that has been released by the Lilavati Hospital tells us that, and good evening and thank you to all our guests who are joining us this evening. Talat Aziz and actor Poonam Pandey, also actor Sameer Soni joining us. I just want to quickly go to the doctor first, ladies and gentlemen, just to try and understand the nature of injury that Saif Ali Khan has sustained. Dr. Vikas Gupta, somehow I get the feeling that not just Lilavati Hospital, but everyone has been downplaying the sort of injuries that Saif Ali Khan has received. Anyone who has gone through any sort of spinal injury will tell you that to have a knife lodged, a 2.5-inch part of a knife to be lodged in your spinal cord, and then to have it removed, and then to have your spinal cord leaking, is something that is incredibly serious. Could you just talk to us about the nature of this injury?
First of all, my prayers for his quick recovery, but he sustained such a bad injury. Generally speaking, spinal cord injuries, particularly these kind of stabs in the thoracic spine, if at all it is in the spine, and the foreign body or this knife has broken inside the spine and the fluid is leaking, that indicates that there is some significant damage. To what extent, I don't know. I have no. It is difficult to speculate, but it could be bad. It could be bad. But I think the proper assessment will be done only after this metal piece is taken out. Only then a proper MR can be done. With the metal piece inside, I believe doctors may not have been able to do an investigation, which is called MRI. They must have operated. They must have removed the metal part and repaired the leaking fluid. So I hope it is not in the spine. It is just besides the spine. It is in the muscles, which are paraspinal muscles, and the spine is spared. Otherwise, dorsal spine is a pretty delicate structure.
Okay.
I hope it is not in that area.
Dr. Gupta, typically, how is a complete recovery possible? Because Lilavati is confident that 100% recovery is possible, and that is exactly what will happen. And how long will this recovery take?
That will depend on the extent of injury. Certainly, complete recovery can happen. It doesn't seem to be that bad. That the very fact that the metal piece is broken, that means it must have met some bony resistance. So when that has met the bony resistance, I certainly believe that recovery is possible. It may not be as serious as it seems to be.
Okay, Dr. Gupta, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. Sameer Soni, Poonam Pandey and Talat Aziz continue to be with us. Talat Aziz, I'm just going to come to you first, and I want to ask you how you reacted to what happened at Saif Ali Khan and Kareena Kapoor Khan's bungalow. This is, this is any citizen's nightmare. We can say that they are superstars, and how could a house that is so secure be intruded upon, etc. But just think of every parent who is watching this broadcast to think that your 4-year-old child is sleeping in a room and an armed intruder, someone with a hexa blade, is in his room, possibly trying to orchestrate a hostage situation. How do you look at what has happened?
First of all, my prayers are with the family itself and his whole family, Kareena, his mother, Sharmila ji. I worked with her. So I'm sure with God's grace, he'll come out of this. The other thing, I've been listening to a lot of news since it's definitely a big shock. But, there's a lot of speculation going on. So I would really advise everybody not to speculate. People are speculating about the drastic law and order situation in the city of Mumbai. A couple of cases like this, high-profile cases, do not make the law and order situation bad. A law and order situation in a city is when the whole law and order system breaks down. It's not that. These are incidents, yes, I understand, serious incidents. And I'm really, I should not speculate. How did this person get into the building? That is a call the Mumbai police in the investigation will find out. And I'm sure they have found out. The society, the security guards, blah, blah, blah. It is definitely a very serious crime. And you have, in fact, I just saw the photograph of that guy who was supposed to be the attacker walking down the stairs. So you have the evidence, you have the photograph. It's a matter of maybe a day or two before he's apprehended, and you'll find the true story, what happens. But I think we should not speculate.
Okay.
I think basically a lot of speculation is happening. We should not do that.
Okay, but Talat Saab, and let me just get in Poonam Pandey into this conversation as well. Poonam Pandey, it is not a law and order situation till it happens to you and your family, I guess. You know, there are many celebrities like Ravina Tandon, like Pooja Bhatt, who've stepped out and said there is law, but where is the order? That Bandra has become unsafe. The fact that at one point of time there used to be patrolling, ab wo patrolling nahi dikhti. This patrolling is a deterrent, etc. Yes, you have the chief minister. Yes, you have other celebrities come out and say एक ही incident हो गया, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि बॉम्बे का law and order खराब है. But the fact is that first there is a shooting outside Salman Khan's residence, right? Not once but twice. Then you have a prominent politician with ties to the film world, Baba Siddiqui, who shot dead in broad daylight in Mumbai. Now you have this happening. How will anyone look at all these three things that have happened in the last 3 months and say Mumbai is a safe city to live in?
It's a very unfortunate thing. It's a very shocking thing. The first thing in the morning you get up and you read someone, matlab, is such a big star, or not being big, koi bhi ho, matlab, you know. And from being from Bandra, I've stayed there for a few years, and such VVIPs and a lot of people, they stay there, you know, or back to back. Just like abhi aapne kaha, back to back, such a big politician. You know, broad daylight man with Salman Khan and everything is just. And why would this man choose Saif Ali Khan going all the way on the 11th floor? This is directly, you know, showing people, telling people, ki, look, this is what we can do. ये तो सीधा धमकी देने वाली बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. That's what it looks like.
By the looks of it, yes, that is true. Sameer Soni, how would you react to what has happened? Do you feel that one incident cannot actually determine whether Mumbai has a law and order situation or not? I would think that there is a serious question mark on the city's law and order. Yes, its indices are not as bad as Delhi, for example, or Patna, or Jaipur, or Lucknow. But when someone sees a high-profile crime like this happen, unfold on their television screens, you're bound to ask questions.
Well, it is alarming because I live in the same neighborhood, and this normally is an extremely safe neighborhood. So for something like this to happen, it is alarming. But I think until the dust settles down and we find out who the person was or what was the motivation and stuff like that, we shouldn't jump to conclusions, and nor should we just, you know, paint the whole city with the same brush and say, hey, you know, Mumbai is dangerous. Because I've been living in other cities as well. I've been in the same neighborhood for 15 years now. I've never heard of anything else happen before. So it's an extremely safe place, and I think Mumbai is probably like 20%, 30% safer than other cities like Delhi. I mean, you can think of the young girls who travel by autos after 9 o'clock, after 10 o'clock. I don't think you can think of that happening in, say, in other cities. So my take is it's really unfortunate, and I'm glad he's okay, because one of the wounds was very close to the spinal cord, and that's extremely dangerous. So, you know, after I heard on the TV that, you know, the surgery went off fine, I was kind of relieved.
But would you still say the city is safe after what has happened, after what happened to Salman Khan, after what happened to Baba Siddiqui? How? Isn't that living in denial?
Well, it's a relative thing, right? I mean, there are crimes in every city. I mean, how do you rate which is more, which is less? I mean, some of the most horrific things have happened in Delhi or say in Calcutta or somewhere else. I don't think we should make it like a political thing. And I don't think we should club all three cases together. I mean, I don't know what Baba Siddiqui's issue was. I mean, God bless his soul. And what the person who perpetrated this, because all you know, he was just like a drug addict who kind of broke into the house and did what he did. So I don't think we should generalize. And yes, if you say crime is increasing, I'm sure worldwide crime is increasing, but to single out one particular city that is growing faster in Mumbai than anywhere else, I think that's just being very convenient and trying to score brownie points for yourself. And I think, I mean, yeah, so yeah.
Well, you know, there are political brownie points that will be scored today, and that's the second part of our discussion. But Poonam Pandey, there are many people who are asking this question. how can this happen to one of the most protected citizens of Mumbai? Stars and politicians are the most protected people in any city, right? Especially in a city like Mumbai. For example, even when we see stars like yourself, like Kareena Kapoor Khan, even step out to the gym or go to the airport, you see security around them. So I'm assuming that that security extends itself even within their residence. Again, I'm trying to understand how people with such heavy security details are still so vulnerable to criminals in the city.
See, that is the bizarre part. In fact, what Mr. Samir Soni said, I have born and brought up in Mumbai myself, and I have not seen itna zyada something so, back to back. You see cases that too in a posh area like Bandra. I mean, honestly, it seems like, whatever I could understand with a little bit of my knowledge, is that they have been, like, celebrities are being targeted, is what it seems like. I mean, not very far. I think quite recently there was a news about Raveena Tandon as well. That she was mobbed and, something. It was quite serious again. Why these things are happening in Bandra specifically? Which is, again, it's something, a serious question is what coming in my mind, Yeah.
Tarat, would you change and revise your opinion then that one incident cannot determine whether a city is safe or not? Because even someone like Raveena Tandon, who's a very civic-minded citizen, there was an extortion bid on her.
Yeah.
There are stars who are coming out and saying there is law, where is the order? There are stars coming out and saying the air in Bandra has changed. There are stars coming out saying that, yes, as celebrities, we are soft targets. We are being targeted.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, then obviously the government has failed in its duty, Tarat.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I forgot your name. Shreya, right? If I may.
Yeah.
I can't hear you properly. I think basically what
Yes,
you're saying is
absolutely.
you
Shreya.
already have, Shreya ji, with all due respect, you have made up your mind to say that Mumbai is a lawless city, the law and order has broken down, which I beg to differ. Yes, this is a serious crime, no doubt about it. But it is a crime which happened in a posh building. The investigation should check with the building security, with the house help. How did this person manage to get in a highly guarded penthouse at dead of night? That is a separate case. Doesn't mean that there's completely lack of law and order. Yes, there are incidents. What you said about Salman being fired at and Baba Siddiqui being shot. इससे पहले भी हुए हैं. Rakesh Roshan ji was shot at long time back, if you remember. There were cases of the mafia. There was a lot of, but that's gone. This is a new thing. It doesn't mean that the city has collapsed. This city, Mumbai, has a lot of resilience. And I don't think we should jump at conclusions. We should just say that, yes, everybody, in fact, we talk about it in our building, that security, the local security, we have to look after our own security. In the sense, we have to make sure that the guards and our people coming into a society are checked. And I still can't understand, how did this guy get in a building which is so well guarded?
Yeah.
That's really strange. I mean, I can imagine if somebody was walking on the street and people attacked him. That's a question of law and order. But if somebody is in the house at 1:32 or whatever time it is, how can a person sneak in? So obviously, I'm not speculating. If this is a case for the police to investigate, let us leave it to the authorities and see what comes out. It just happened. For God's sake, and we're jumping to conclusions. So let's not do that. That's all I have to say, nothing more. And of course,
okay, so we'll leave it there. It was good to hear everyone's opinion on this.
My sincere prayers for Saif and his family, and I wish him all the best, and I hope and to see him recover fully. Thank you.
Okay, we'll leave it there. It was good to hear everyone's opinion because everyone has an opinion on this story. It's been a headline since morning, frankly, fairly shocking and a nightmare for any city dweller. You know, this is a celebrity couple involved, but imagine to have an intruder with a hexa blade sitting in your child's room, hiding in your child's room, waiting to take that child hostage. I just cannot think of a bigger nightmare for any parents than this. Everyone, as I said, has a view on whether Mumbai has turned unsafe for its celebrities. Thank you all very much for joining us on the broadcast. Sameer Soni, Talat Aziz and Poonam Pandey. Thank you for your opinions. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. On the other side, the political storm that is brewing over Saif Ali Khan and the attack that took place over him. That's coming up next. Do stay with us.